Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to understand the valid parenthesis problem. So this problem is based on the stack problem. So let's try to understand. Okay. So the question is saying that we have given a string S containing just the character. These are the characters we have given, opening and closing bracket or parenthesis, you can say, right? Determine if the input string is valid or not. So if the string is valid, then we'll return true, otherwise return false. It's saying an input is valid if the opening bracket must be closed by the same type of the brackets. Open bracket must be closed by closed in the correct order, and every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. Okay, and this is the example we have given. Let's suppose we go with the example 1. So as you can see, this is opening braces and ending braces, right? So it will be true because it's really true. Okay, then if we talk about this one, so it's also true because opening ending is there. It is also true. If we'll talk about this one, this is false because this is opening braces, it's closing braces not there in that order, right? In that order is not there. Okay, similarly, in the case of this one, it's also true because inside it's opening and the closing, so it's become 0. Then we'll say opening and closing, it's also okay. Next, we have this one where you can see the opening braces, ending braces, right? It demands the ending braces as a this one, not this one, right? So this is the misplaced, so we can say this is a false one, we can say. I hope you understand what the question is saying that, and the constant is given. The character can be 10 to the power 4, okay, and consist of these parentheses only. We have only these parentheses available. I hope you understand the problem, what we need to do. Okay, so let's try to understand through the example. So if you talk about the example, let's go with very simple example when it's a valid parenthesis, right? Let's talk about in the invalid case, and we have to find the valid parenthesis. So we'll say string s we have given is this is the starting parenthesis, this is also starting parenthesis. So what we'll do, opening parenthesis will say push on the stack. So we'll push the very first when we reading this parenthesis, then we read the another parenthesis. So we'll all are the opening parenthesis, so we'll add on to the stack. When we go to the next parenthesis to read, it is a closing parenthesis. So very first we'll check on the stack, is this stack containing the top element as a this one. What is the top element here? It's this, right? But for this we need the this one, right? Opening parenthesis means we are reading this one, and for this the opening parenthesis would be this one, but we are seeing not this one, we are seeing this one parenthesis. It means this is invalid. So in the very first step we will keep reading the elements, characters we can say, and will, if this parenthesis is opening parenthesis, will keep pushing onto the stack. Otherwise, if we are reading the closing parenthesis, right, so we'll very first we'll check on the top what is on the top, and we'll check that we need what we need, this one we need or this one we need, right? So we will check that. So we need this one, but here the closing parenthesis what we have given, uh, closing parenthesis this one, right? We can say, sorry, we need this one, on the top we have this one, but we are seeing this one. Okay, so it is misplaced. Actually we need this one, but we are seeing this one. Okay, so we'll say this is, we need this one, but it's not there. So we'll say this is misplaced. We will not do anything, will return as a false, because as soon as we expected this one, right, but we seen this one, it means we have to return it, right? We will return the false statement here, and we'll return the false statement. Let's talk about the another case where we have a valid case. In the valid case, let's suppose we have opening parenthesis, opening parenthesis, opening parenthesis. So we'll keep adding all the opening parenthesis on the stack, right? So we'll add on all on the stack, we can say, and we'll move the next. Now the closing parenthesis starts. So for this closing parenthesis, on the top, what should be there? It is required this one, right? So we'll say, okay, good. Add, remove this one because we need this one. So we'll remove from here. Now the top will come where? At here. Next, we are going to read this one. So we'll say, okay, this parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Do we have the opening parenthesis on the top? Yes, on the stack, we have the opening parenthesis. So we'll remove this one also. Okay. Now at the last we'll reach, we'll say, okay, for this parenthesis, we need this opening parenthesis, this one. So we'll find it here, so we'll remove here. Now at the last, what will happen, the stack will become empty. Okay, and we'll say, okay, if this is empty, return valid. Okay, means very first we'll keep reading all the parentheses. If these parentheses are opening parentheses, we'll keep pushing on the stack. In the next cases, we are seeing that this is closing parenthesis, so we'll check the corresponding parenthesis should be there on the stack, right on the top. So we'll check, okay, then pop it. If it is available there, we'll keep popping on from the stack. Once we'll reach the last, we'll say, okay, this is empty, means all are valid cases. This is what we need to implement in the problem statement. This is our approach that we are going to do. So let's try to understand how we are going to implement it. So we remove it here. So as you can see, we have given the string we have given, so we can start from here. Okay, let's zoom it a little bit. Okay, very first we have given the string we have given. So what we will do, we'll create a stack, right? To create the stack, what you need to do, you have to write the stack. Now let's call this is our stack. So to write stack, you will write the stack, then you will provide the type what we need. Like let's suppose we need the character. We'll define the character and we'll say this name as a stack. And we will initialize the stack using the say stack and call the constructor, define the generic like this. Now for the moving for the all the character, we have to iterate over the character. So we'll say, okay, get the character C, this is our character, and we can get from what, we have to convert the string into 2-char array. Means we have to call we have to convert the character string into character array, and for that we have the string method 2-char array. So this will convert the string into the character array, you can say that, and each character will get one by one. Very first two things we should do. If let's suppose the character that is coming is equal to, we have is closing braces, starting braces we have, right? All the opening braces we will check. Let's suppose similarly we have the possible things is either it will come the opening braces, this one, remove here this one, or the possibility is that we can write these opening braces. These are the opening braces. If we find the character these opening braces, we don't need to do anything, just push the what you call the parenthesis on the stack, the character, you can say. In other cases, we'll say else if our other character is coming, let's suppose means we have to what we have to do, pop, right? We'll say in other cases we'll say stack dot pop. Okay, but we have to check the, this is our valid condition. If everything goes good, this is the working valid conditions. Little changes we have to do. Let's suppose if character is not the opening braces but the stack is empty, right? Means that will come the in this loop. We'll say, okay, we'll say, okay, stack, let's called is empty is the method. If the stack is already empty, right, and we are getting the not the opening braces, right, but we have the other braces, we can say, it means what, the stack is already empty and we are not seeing the opening braces, right? It means it should come, it should return false, we can say return false. You understand, right? Means in the case if we are going to read the character and the character start with this one and stack is empty, right, and stack is empty, it means we have not pushed any element, any opening braces, we have not find any of these braces on the stack, right? And very first stack, very first character is coming in the any of the closing braces. If you can say if character is closing braces and stack is empty, in that case we will return false. Let's suppose we'll pop the element, okay, and we'll say what is on the top. So this is, we can say, the top element we can get from where? Stack.pop, right? Then we need to check if having the closing parenthesis we have, let's call this as a C character. If it is equal to, let's call for the very first is closing parenthesis like this. If we have the closing parenthesis like this, right? And we can say, or if we have the closing parenthesis as this one, or we have the closing parenthesis like what, like this. If any of this we have, okay, but as well as we have to check if the top is not there. Let's suppose, means this character we have, but the top is not containing this one, right? So we'll say, and the top is not equal to the starting parenthesis. If top is not having the starting parenthesis, means this will not work, right? This will say, okay, it's invalid. So we'll say, okay, take these elements from here to here and we'll say put into there. Okay, understands? Similarly, we'll check for the others values for these cases also. Okay, let's talk about the AND, where we will keep everything here. Okay, so similarly we'll say go for this thing and we'll check and provide here, and it should be opening parenthesis, not the closing parenthesis, right? So from here, okay, I think we have put 2 times, so we'll remove from here. You understanding, right? From here to here we will put into this condition. Similarly for these checks we have to write, let's take the top part here, make the condition if this is the closing parenthesis there and the top is having, is not having this one, right? Let's zoom out little bit and we can get from here to here, and we'll put at one place. So 3 conditions we have make. Very first, if the top element, if the current element is closing parenthesis and top element is on the stack is this. Similarly, we'll check for these conditions, right? Opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis should have, right? Means current character which is coming is closing parenthesis and its corresponding should be at the stack top element, we can say. In that case, what you need to do, you need to return all false, because these are not matching, right? Means it's invalid case, means invalid case. If everything goes good, right, we are popping, it is not going inside this loop and we are popping each time, right? Means we are pushing, first time we will push, if everything get pushed, then we'll remove from the stack, means this should be become empty. Once this for loop is completed, we'll check that if we'll return st, the stack we can say is empty. If this stack is empty, return true or false here. I think this should work. Let me check. So you can see, like, this is the starting parenthesis, closing parenthesis there, so it is true, right? Similarly, we'll check all the starting parentheses there, then it will go for the closing parenthesis, will remove. When again the starting parenthesis will push, then we'll close, then we'll say push pop, like that we will do push pop, push pop, pop will do, it will return true. For these cases, this is a opening parenthesis, so it should have the closing parenthesis, but this is not there, so it will return false. In other cases, if this is the condition, if opening parenthesis is there, then the closing parenthesis should be started, right? This is also true. In other cases, this one, so it expects the, this one should have the expected like this, but it is not there, so will return false. All the test cases working fine. Let me submit this one. So it's also working fine. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and let me know in the comment section if you want any suggestions and any help from me. Please ping me in the WhatsApp. I'll help you there. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, so if you talk about the time complexity, space complexity, so time complexity, space complexity, you write in the comment section, guys. Okay, I'll help you there.